you identify the notes of a song just by listening to it? For example, if I give you a tune like Ye moh moh ke dhage teri ungliyon se ja uljhe. Now I can identify that the notes are Ni re ga 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 ma re sa ni, ni re pa re ga re sa ni sa sa. So how did I identify this? Is there any formula or any process so that whenever you hear a tune, you're able to immediately convert it into the notes or the swaras? Let's take a look. Now to understand this, I'm going to take you back to your childhood for a few minutes. Do you remember the first time you learned how to identify color? How did your parents teach you the difference between red, blue and green? Now initially they would have shown you all the colors separately and they would have told you this is what red looks like, this is what green looks like and so on. So the brain initially stores that information. Now after a point when you keep looking at the same colors again and again in different order and different combinations, each time it reinforces that information in the brain, right? So it becomes more and more sure, more and more familiar of these colors. And once you are comfortable with this step, what do? Your mother takes you out somewhere, shows you a random object and asks you, identify this color. Immediately your brain does a mapping and says that, hey, this is the same green that I saw in my palette. And because of that you identify it as green, right? And music is no different. Instead of training the eyes, we are going to train the ears so that the ear and the brain develop that perfect rapport and help us identify the notes of any song that we hear. So first your teacher would teach you the basic swaras. She would say that this is what sa sounds like. Sa. This is what re sounds like. Re. Ga. Ga. And so on. Okay, so first she would give you that information of the positions of each swara and your brain would store that. Now coming to the second step where we will do exercises using different combinations of these swaras, right? If you have learned classical music, you would have already done that. So we keep revisiting the same 7 swaras using different patterns and different combinations so that each time we reinforce this information to our brain, okay? But this will happen only if you sing with a lot of awareness and consciousness. If you just blindly memorize the exercises and then keep singing it, then even if you learn 100 exercises, you may not know the Swarasthanam exactly. Now comes step 3, where you are going to test how well your brain has understood the Swarasthanam. So let's play a little game to do this. Write the names of all the 7 swaras on 7 chits of paper and shuffle it and pick up one swara. Whatever you get, you have to sing it. So if you get ga, you have to try and place it ga. If you get da, da. If you get re, re. And once you are able to do it on single swaras, then try to pick up 2 swaras at a time. Ga, re, sa, da. Ni, pa. Okay, once you do 2 swaras, try 3 swaras, then try 4 swaras. Now comes the 4th step, which is the exact opposite of step 3. So in step 3, you saw a swara and tried to sing it. Now we are going to listen to a sound and try to guess what would be the swara. So if I hear something like, I should realize that it sounded like ga. Let's take a few more examples. Now the same steps can be followed for any style of music. But you know, it is not that simple. Though there are only 4 steps, there are also multiple layers to this. So far we've only seen plain notes, that too only in one raga, right? So once you finish this, you will have to do the same steps on other ragas as well. Then you will want to bring in other octaves, lower octave, upper octave. Then you will want to bring in some gamakas, brigas. Then you will want to make it faster, try faster phrases if you are able to do these steps. So for each layer you have to do all these 4 steps and do them thoroughly. So that takes quite a bit of effort and time as well. So be prepared for that. One more thing I'd like to say is that identifying notes or ear training in general is not one independent subject. You cannot go to a teacher and say that I only want to learn how to identify notes. That's not how it works. It's usually a part and parcel of your music training. As and when you learn exercises or songs, parallelly you have to keep sharpening your ear and your brain as well so that it is able to identify notes. Hope you enjoyed this video and you will make it a point to do this along with your regular music training, and I'm sure with time you will definitely be able to identify the notes of a song better. So until next time, bye! For complete music courses, download VoxGuru, the music learning app.